Rumble's being a naughty boy. No, Rumble's working now. We're all working. We're all working everywhere. We're all live and direct. Apart from Telegram, because I forgot that.
Installed it.
What?
Terrorism Instagram. Apparently, I'm not allowed to install Gilded. The computer says no.
Has it? Mine didn't.
Satya Nadella's telling you no, you can't.
Yeah, well, it said, gilded.gg. That's the one I downloaded it from. Said Windows said, oh no, there's a Trojan in this, so I'm gonna just delete that.
Oh no, because
yeah, but it's not the CIO MI5 Trojan.
Yeah, because
not the approved Trojan, Hobbit. That's what it is. It's not the approved
we're the only
one.
approved virus peddlers
it's
around
the wrong
here.
kind of Trojan.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's something to do with your computer.
Yeah,
you must have training wheels on or something because it's not giving you any
the one
shit.
which is sponsored, and it's like, yeah, you've already got it installed. Good game, I guess.
Hobbit, I think it might just be you. Because I've just installed it and it's fine.
Yeah, but like, so the one I downloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually the wrong one. It was some like knockoff Saudi Arabian thing, right?
I've just gone on Yandex to see if it's.
Have you just downloaded the Russian version? Is that why?
No, I've just gone on the different search engine because normally I use Bing, and then if I can't find it on Bing, I use Yandex, and they both like go, yeah, that's the one. So I don't know. Microsoft Defender doesn't like it.
It hasn't got a problem with me. It's you and your fucking special computer with your Comic Sans on it.
I don't know. Windows just seems to be unhappy about it for some reason. I'll install it on the other computer and then got a worn out.
That's it. Yeah, we're in. I'm in. So, yeah.
Are we live?
We are live. We're just talking shit. And we're live.
Don't say fuck all, bugger.
Rumble's going. Hold on. Let's have a listen.
You have it installed?
No, everything is fine. No, it is. Apart from Telegram, because I
installed it.
Where is this myth that you can't hear anything on Rumble going?
Apparently, I'm not allowed to install Gilded.
This myth? What? What do you mean?
Yeah, this is an absolute myth. It's a lie, Ian. It's a lie. It's a straight up lie. Because I've just listened to the show on Rumble and it's working.
Trolling.
Yeah,
good old Ian.
More anything they say.
Yeah, put it in your good ear. Okay, I did some else. I want to start. I haven't even read about it, but Boeing faces 10 more whistleblowers after 2 die. Shall we see if we can find this story and see if there's actually anything to it?
Yeah. And next week it'll be Boeing faces 20 more whistleblowers, so 10 die.
What was that fucking headline?
Boeing suddenly has no cabin crew left.
Yeah,
or engineers. Yeah.
Boeing says Hillary Clinton's hitman's exhausted.
And then 2 weeks after that, Boeing's like, you'll be hearing from our lawyers about all those spurious whistleblower accusations you're making. Oh, and
Boeing executives have a light aircraft accident.
Did everybody see the FedEx plane, which had a normal thing, which therefore was not remarkable about in slightest? FedEx 767.
No. What is it?
What's not normal about it?
Well, it landed in an airport, and that's all there is to the story, and
Fucking
nobody
hell.
needs to know anything
Boeing
more than that.
is facing 10 more safe and sound whistleblowers after 2 dies suddenly. Beleaguered airline manufacturer Boeing faces at least 10 more safe and sound whistleblowers after 2 men who had publicly spoken out against the troubled aerospace company died in recent weeks. Joshua Dean, who worked as a quality auditor at Spirit Aerosystems, died last week, according to his family. The 45-year-old, who had an active lifestyle, was believed to be good health, passed away in hospital following the onset of a fast-moving infection. He suffered from influenza B and MRSA and developed pneumonia, according to Fox 59.
What?
That's not really
Here,
a
just
hit.
have all
That's
the
not
bird
really a hit
flus.
method, though, is it?
Here, have all the
That's
bird
the normal
flus.
one.
Yeah.
That's just as safe and effective.
It sounds like he was just a very stupid man that decided not to take the very safe and very effective vaccine.
By AstraZeneca.
See, if he'd have had the vaccine, wouldn't have been as bad as that, would it?
This show is brought to you by AstraZeneca. Stay safe, stay effective.
I'd even after
Only
all
a
of the new stuff,
99% chance of blood clots. Yeah.
I would, after what I've read about AstraZeneca, I would still jab up me and all of my family.
Well, put it this way. I'm not being paid to say this by AstraZeneca.
Yeah.
But I know when it comes to my rabbit's health, nothing's better than whatever they're providing for rabbits.
Yeah. John Barnett, 62, a quality control engineer for Boeing for 32 years, was found dead at a hotel in March, reportedly from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Because high-flying quality control engineers, they're always really depressed and want to shoot themselves in motels, don't they?
The thing about whistleblowers is they're always criminally suicidal, and everybody should say, well, I'm glad that maniac's off the streets.
There remain at least... Go on then, Hobbit.
I was going to say, and in conclusion, we should be like, well, nothing to see here. Time to let Boeing just cover up the evidence. Oh, speaking of covering up the evidence, potholes. I do want to talk about potholes briefly. Surrey County Council. This one is.
Is it a spooky
because
pothole?
of the size of it. This pothole was the size of the Bermuda Triangle, which is, as we know, is very Fortean.
Yeah.
But more than that, the council knew about it. Motorist died when he crashed into the pothole. Now, 2 weeks later, they filled it in.
Well, you say pothole, but it sounds more like a sinkhole.
Yeah, that sounds like a massive hole if he crashed into it. Like.
Yeah, wow. This is the problem. At what point do potholes become sinkholes? Because
when you lose cars in there, I think is it pretty.
Yeah.
Pothole.
If you can fit a car in it, I think it's a sinkhole.
Yeah, but this is the fit. Oh, here we go. Council fills in pothole days after Porsche driver 74 was killed in horror smash, having swerved to avoid hitting one.
I don't know. You see now. I've got mixed feelings about it. It was a Porsche driver,
and he was 74 years old.
Yeah.
Council has filled in a huge pothole just days after a 74-year-old Porsche driver was killed in a four-car collision.
Didn't Ferris Bueller once say that sometimes life comes at you fast? Not as fast as potholes, it seems.
Well, the Sussex police detectives believe the sports car crashed into a white BMW as it attempted to dodge the pothole before hitting two other vehicles.
Are the police looking into it? Big
wow!
Looking into it. Did you get it?
You see, the thing is, the pothole's been filled in.
Fix the potholes in this country is how people died to them.
A lot of people have been saying corporate manslaughter because the council knew about it and they filled it in after 4 or 5 people have died. And
okay. It takes
it's not a
4 or 5.
pothole. It's literally side of the road, which is 1.5 meters long, has caved in. There's a missing section of road, and now they've come along and they've put in a patch. Let's hope that patch lasts longer.
It won't.
So, so it's 1.6 foot wide. What? No, it's not. I'm looking at it here, and I can tell you it's 0.5 meter long, wide. Sorry. And it's about 2 or 3 meters long. That's not a pothole. That's just a missing section of road.
That's like pikeys have nicked it. Are we allowed to say pikeys?
The Fortean case of the stolen road. And by the way, this is a Fortean thing because piking.
Who would steal a road? Wait, didn't that happen in Germany? Didn't someone steal a road?
India,
was there a car on it with an interracial couple in it? Did aliens take it? That's a Betty and Barney Hill joke, that is, lads, by the way.
Yeah, I got that.
Sorry, I was just got my pipe.
Do you know how long I've known about that case? But I literally only found out about 3 years ago that Barney Hill was black.
Really? What?
Well,
I had
Barney
no
Hill's
idea
not
they were
black,
nobody. Like, when they
No.
used to talk about it, they never used to play it up at all. Like, but obviously now you have to know
You
everything.
never watched any about billion documentaries on it? Like,
No, I don't think I haven't
it's
actually.
been
No, I've only
overdone to
read
death.
about it, to be honest.
Alright, fair enough.
But like then, it wasn't really that important. It was like there was 2 people got abducted by an alien. That was the big story, not the fact one of them was
Someone
black.
never watched National Geographic Channel, I guess.
Now it'd be like black man, and then you'd never find out that he was abducted. They'd just keep talking about him being black. But then again, he was a bit sus, weren't he? Because he was like a Black Panther civil rights guy. So maybe it was just the CIA fucking with him. Who knows? Then Hobbit.
Main story, but what's going on with the weather recently?
Oh, it's been nice. Hasn't
And
it?
also, have you noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I thought there's meant to be chemtrails, Hobbit.
Yeah. Well, Google will put, not Google, actually, yeah, it will be Google. Google will put a disclaimer on this thing saying, chemtrails, also known as contrails, is a debunked conspiracy theory.
Even though we're reading government documents, it's debunked. It's all been debunked.
Yeah. It's debunked, not by the government, but it's been debunked.
It's debunked by Boeing whistleblowers out there, both former and current employees who are now safe and sound. Lawyers for both Dean and Safe and Sound. Lawyers for both Dean and Barnett told The Independent. Attorney Brian Knowles described the 2 men as heroes who wanted to help the company do better. This is the funny bit. What he told The Independent, what I don't want to see is these 2 unfortunate circumstances which happened with Josh or John is to make them fearful to speak up. But there are other people out there. There are others. Let's hope there are more whistleblowers than bullets, eh? He added he wouldn't speculate. He added he wouldn't speculate on the multiple conspiracy theories being spread online surrounding the 2 men's deaths. I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it actually happened. The conspiracy's already happened.
I mean, the marketing department of Boeing are going to have a tough time being if it's Boeing, I ain't going.
If it's Boeing, I ain't. Oh no, Hobbit! You've just sunk Boeing with a phrase, Hobbit.
I'm not the first one to have come up with that.
Ian still can't hear anything on Rumble, so Ian's been bought off by big YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, typical. How's your Google portfolio doing, Ian?
Yeah, how's your Google shares going, Ian? Right then. So, you got anything that you want to carry over from last week, Hobbit, on the?
Yeah. Currently, the weather in Spain is Scottish because
all the research for this in a random folder.
Yeah, Tartaria.
We put it in whatever one of the form was.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
We put all the random research for this in the wrong folder.
Yeah.
Oh dear me. What was the one I was looking for? Weather modern cloud seeding PDF. Is this the one I'm looking for? I bet you got anything you need to add from last week.
Yes, the weather currently in Spain is Scottish, and as the Spanish meteorological...
Is the rain falling mainly on the plain?
No, it's not. It's not falling anywhere in Spain because, as the Spanish Meteorological Office freely admits, yeah, we modify the weather. It's better for tourism that way.
No, they don't. That's
Scottish. Well, Fremen on the Sound, who writes in the chat, it says, chemtrails are a debunked conspiracy theory to mask the very real threat of potholes.
Oh, where's the bit? The Clockwork Elves have been in and nicked the bit I was going to do this week.
Do you know,
Well, did you put it in general? You might have put it in general after I said last week you put it in the wrong folder.
Let's have a look. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Publications Parliament. I think this was the one.
Yeah.
Regulation of geoengineering. This was quite interesting. So list of contents. What do we want to do? Do we want to do categories of geoengineering, need for regulation of geoengineering, future regulatory arrangements, or collaborative working with the US Congress?
Well, let's start with the types then.
Okay, categories of geoengineering. Right then.
Yes.
What page is that? 11. So this is from an obvious. So it's obviously a conspiracy theory. So this is from the House of Commons Science and Technology Committee. You know, that well-known conspiracy
Well, yes,
outlet.
yeah, we were reading from that. But
Yeah.
just to interject, I think we got a critic in the chat. For everyone on the Sun, he says, Fortean words is a cover-up for Big Pothole.
Yeah.
I mean, I did talk about potholes.
I don't think we weren't out there. We weren't out there filling Big Pothole, are we?
No, sorry, it's two drunk blokes at 2 a.m. with some planks of wood and some string.
Yeah, that's what.
That's
funny enough, that's what geoengineering is as well. That's two blokes with a plank.
Well, that's what causes potholes. It's two blokes with a plank of wood. They're drunk at 2 a.m. Go around and they carve out patterns in the tarmac.
Yeah.
Dom says 14 words is turning the frogs gay.
Yeah.
Well,
True.
Well, I won't believe that until I see it in Pink News.
Right. Oh, fucking hell, I've lost that document. There we go. Back. Right then. So, definition of geoengineering. Geoengineering is not, however, a monolithic subject. Geoengineering methods are diverse and vary greatly. They have to stick that word in everywhere, don't they?
Yeah, everywhere.
Diverse?
My God, just that word has been tainted so bad. Like,
It's
I know
ruined,
what they mean, but it's ruined. Yeah.
Geoengineering methods are diverse and vary greatly in terms of their technological characteristics and possible consequences. They can be and were by those who submitted evidence to us. Actually, if I you two can see which bits you want to read out as well, so I'll put it in general. There you go. There's the same document, so you two can have a look. So they can be were by those who submitted evidence to us classified into two main groups: carbon dioxide removal techniques and solar radiation management techniques. So they're not going to talk about the rain making, are they? So they're going to talk about
Talking about solar
trying to kill the plants.
radiation.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the problem with aluminium oxide is the more you spray on plants, like the more fucked up things get.
Yeah.
What I mean to say about that is, for example, like more aluminium oxide goes into the soil, the more it salts the earth and it inhibits plants' ability and their roots to absorb water.
Yeah, but that's only a minor thing, though. At least we're going to drop the global temperatures by 1 degree, aren't we?
If that.
So, CDR techniques remove carbon dioxide removal, that is. Remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Proposals in this category include techniques for enhancing natural carbon sinks, the oceans, the forests, the rocks and the soils, and sequestration of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, atmospheric scrubbing by chemical means with the captured carbon deposited in the deep ocean or geological structures. What do you think to those two things then?
Are they going to tell us how they do it? How they actually capture the carbon and separate it
be.
from all the other one?
Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think there'll be any consequences of this or no consequences?
Well, I mean, if they're putting it in the ocean, they're not really doing anything. They're just shifting it around, right? It's not like it's removing it.
Well,
it's just like...
Well, just keeping out those filthy plants. Those dirty plants.
Yeah, exactly.
All that carbon dioxide. Filthy, disgusting plants.
But this is it. I don't understand how they're going to stop a gas at the bottom of the ocean from...
Hobbit?
Or how they're going to capture this carbon from the oxygen or whatever.
Are you on the section now? Definition of global geoengineering, page 13.
Oh yeah, I'm totally on that. Yes. It's not in shark science, is it?
Right.
This is better than shark science. This is bought and paid for science.
Citation of evidence for sleeping sharks and Ray's behaviour.
Yeah.
Oh no, Tartaria, that's it.
CDR. I'll put it in general to find this last post in general if you want to find it quicker. So do you, how are they going to deposit it deep in the ocean, Hobbit? This carbon they capture.
Oh, I know. What they do is they've got this really expensive, like £900 million factory, and what it does is it sucks in air, and then it uses a lot of electricity. Well, ignore the fact that that's makes more carbon dioxide. And then it's basically a giant refrigerator, and it chills the carbon dioxide down, and they centrifuge it, so they separate that from like the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then once it's chilled down, they pump it from pipes down to the bottom of the sea, and it will just stay there. Because one thing we all know about gases is that they like to stay in one place and not disperse.
If you put it down cold enough, it should stay as a solid, though, shouldn't it? Is that the
yes? Well,
is that the Farnsworth style thought that's going into this? Is it?
The other thing that people know about things when they're ice is when you put them into bodies of water which are liquid, they'll never melt.
Yeah, they stay ice.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So once you put the carbon dioxide down there, it stays there forever and ever and never comes back up ever.
So this may not be some sort of crackpot scheme. It's just a busy scheme to. Right on, Gov. We'll put that at the bottom of the sea. You won't see that again, Gov. That'll be fine. That'll be 40 million billion pounds. Do you think it could just actually be a con by the part of the carbon dioxide removal teams? Just imagine Greta Thunberg looking over this and going, "Yep, that'll do it. Stick it at the bottom of the ocean. It will stay there."
Like, I look at this sort of stuff. Now, one of the comments said, how many trees could you plant for £900 million? And the answer, apparently, is 7,500. I didn't know there was a specific number you could do, but it turns out there is. And the answer is 7,500 trees or one factory which pumps carbon dioxide to the bottom of the ocean. I mean,
obviously, the pumping of the carbon dioxide to the bottom of the ocean is not going to require any fuels or whatsoever, is it?
I believe, as the Americans call it, this is a no-brainer. No-brainer. This will do really well in the carbon sequestration energy sector.
Yeah. So examples of CDR techniques are bioenergy with carbon dioxide capture and sequestration, which is called BECCS, by the way, lads. Biomass.
It's called Becky.
BECCS.
What's Becky got to do with it?
Becky's going to take your.
Heath.
Becky's going to take your carbon dioxide ice, put it at the bottom of the sea, and it will stay there. Trust me, bro. Biomass.
It's shark science.
Biomass may be harvested. Is shark science like the old snake oil salesman? It's not a snake oil salesman either. It's a shark scientist.
I'm saying, when you've been shark scienced.
It's a stepping stone to carbon science. Yeah.
Yeah. Biomass may be harvested and used as fuel with capture.
The gateway.
With capture and sequestration of the resulting carbon dioxide. For example, the use of biomass.
They have to use sequestration.
But biomass is wood, isn't it? It's wood and stuff.
Yeah.
And grass and anything that grows, really.
Yeah. To make hydrogen or electricity and sequester the resulting carbon dioxide in geological formations. What?
What we're going to do is this carbon dioxide, we're going to pump it into a disused mine. Because as we all know, mines are airtight. Hey,
this is
why don't you trust the science,
it's Wile E. Coyote writing this paper.
It's look, The fact is that they'd have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddlesome ratbags reading this and going, I've spotted a logical inconsistency with this grand plan.
Well, you weren't supposed to read
no one
it,
reads
were
this
you?
shit.
You weren't supposed to read
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
This is put
What do you want to
out by
read
the
it
government.
for?
No one was supposed to read it.
That's
So
the whole point of government paper. No one reads government papers.
Biomass and biochar. As vegetation grows, it removes large quantities of carbon from the atmosphere. Does it remove carbon, Hobbit, or does it remove something else?
Carbon dioxide.
Do they think plants are just like Venus flytraps that just snap at bits of carbon floating in the air?
I'm not even sure the politicians know
Carbon
what
is
plants are.
a mineral, right? Carbon's a mineral, not a gas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just like carbon floating around us.
Yeah.
Watch out for the carbon, guys. It's going to get you.
Is the carbon dioxide in the room with us now?
No, is the carbon in the room with us right now? When the
But the
organisms
carbon
die and
dioxide-
decompose, most of the carbon they stored is returned to the atmosphere.
Oh no! Oh, terrible! Not like that.
The body store carbon and then just release it back out when they die. Oh dear. Is it like some exec has gone, we can't keep calling it carbon dioxide because that's too long, so we just need to change it to carbon. Yeah, but if we say it's carbon, it makes us sound retarded because carbon is coal is carbon.
Well, the other thing about that is we're carbon too. I mean, we're carbon-based life forms, and so when they talk about
I
carbon,
imagine Hobbit laying
like,
there dead and like bits of coal are falling out of him.
we're the carbon they want to reduce.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see
If
carbon like fucking evaporating from his body. Yeah, that's how it works, right? That's how carbon gets in the air.
Neil Diamond used to be Neil Cole until the pressure got to him.
Oh.
Is Dom says actually it's plant aluminium.
He's right. That is how it's pronounced.
Biomass is a mass that is attracted both men and women. Is biomass wood both gay and straight? Dear, these fucking papers.
Never know.
Jeez.
What
Do you think
pronouns
it's just like?
yeah.
Do you think it is like they've been told by like a researcher or something? We've done the thing, and carbon dioxide. It's not polling very well. You need to call it carbon now. Make it snappier for the kids, so the Zoomers get it.
The TikTok brain rot attention spans.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't call it evil Hitler.
Or they've realised that actually no, we can't like hoodwink people with carbon dioxide anymore. So let's just say carbon's in the air now.
So there are several ways in which the growth of biomass may be harnessed to slow the increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide. For instance, they've started using carbon dioxide, so someone's like had a word with them between paragraphs.
Yeah.
Biomass may be harvested and sequestered as organic material, for example, by burying trees or crop waste or charcoal, which is known as biochar. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, there's this idea that like we're going to call charcoal biochar now.
That's right, because the soil is non-porous. And
also, like biochar, what? Because we need to let people know that charcoal comes from biological origins. Oh, thanks. Yeah, there was a big sort of ambiguity over.
Wait a minute, it doesn't come from a factory.
Well, I thought, but charcoal was just lightweight coal. I mean, it's not like we got a word for that, like coke.
Carbon dioxide is naturally removed from the atmosphere over many thousands of years by processes involving the weathering, dissolution of carbonate and silicate rocks. Silicate materials form the most common rocks on the Earth. Are they going to cover up all the rocks? Is this the next thing, is it?
Yeah.
Silicate materials form the most common rocks on Earth, and they react with carbon dioxide to form carbonates. thereby consuming carbon dioxide. So
No, they're the good
it's
rocks.
almost as if the Earth already has a system for getting rid of carbon dioxide, and it's not really a problem. It's almost as if that's a thing, isn't it?
Well, the real carbon problem we got is that there's not enough carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, because if we look at previous eras of Earth's history where we had the most amount of life is when we had CO2 levels between 200 to 300 parts per million, and I think they're now 18 parts per million. It's insufficient.
So
And it leads
they're up
to
to
drought as
something
well.
then, aren't they?
I may have mentioned this in the previous episode, but it leads to drought. For example, the way the
what?
plants breathe is they have these pores, and they have pores, right?
Yeah.
So what they do is they open up the pores in order to exchange gases. They do consume a bit of oxygen, but that's mostly at night. They mostly, when they've got the photosynthesizing going, that's when they take carbon dioxide in.
Ian Fortean says Hobbit has a whole library full of knob gags. Is that true, Hobbit?
Also, my impressions are superb. Now, I did hear a joke about a bald eagle, which made me laugh. So, what's it called? Anyway, the pores, right? They open up so that they can breathe in gases, carbon dioxide, and unfortunately, water vapor goes out through these pores, much like in our lungs. That's why on a cold day you'll see steam come out of your breath. That's water vapor coming up from lungs. Now, because the pores are open so wide, it allows a lot of water vapor to go through, and if you have the carbon dioxide levels increase like they do in greenhouses, the pores close up, less water vapor transpirates through. Yeah, I did say this last time, but I think it's worth saying they transpire less when they have water to drink.
Yeah.
So make it happen, you guys.
So okay, the next one,
plant breathe.
The next one is enhanced weathering.
George Floyd, they're all going, I can't breathe.
The next section is enhanced weathering. That kind of worries me a bit. Carbon dioxide is naturally removed from the atmosphere over many thousands of years by processes involving the weathering. Oh, I've already read this, haven't I? Yeah, so it rocks. Yeah.
Yep.
So ocean fertilization. Phytoplankton take up carbon dioxide and fix it as biomass. It's almost as if there are places all over that take out carbon dioxide, isn't it? It's weird.
It's almost as if God has designed this system to be self-sustaining and self-regulating.
Yeah, and it doesn't need some prick in a fucking office in Whitehall to be thinking about it.
Yeah, but you see, this is good, right? Because you can tax human activity. You can basically say, oh, you can't do that whilst we fly out on our private jets because, sorry, you're using too much carbon dioxide. Yeah. You're going to have to stop that now.
When the organisms die, a small fraction of this captured carbon... Fucking hell. What? Do you know what they mean by captured carbon, Hobbit? Do they actually mean something? Is this a scientific term or is it just like an advertising term?
It is scientific. The idea is that you can capture carbon and you can store it, like in SodaStream gas bottles, which are available in all good retailers, and you can exchange them, so you can get busy with the fizzy. And remember, for every SodaStream you buy, a Palestinian child gets crushed to death. By the way, IDF, if you're looking for someone that's advertising and stuff, I am available. You'll find out.
We're very open to advertising. What's that game? Raid Shadow Legends. We all play that. We're addicted to it, all of us.
Also, this episode wouldn't be possible without AstraZeneca and Squarespace.
Yeah. And My Pillow. My Pillow? Oh, it's already brought to us by My Pillow.
Actually, yeah, I was going to say I like But I don't want to take the piss out of them. Not that I was taking the piss out of my other advertisers. I love them all. You're all very generous.
So the captured carbon sinks into the deep ocean. This is obviously where they got the idea of throwing ice down to the bottom of the ocean. Proponents of ocean fertilization schemes have argued that by fertilizing the ocean, it may be possible to increase phytoplankton growth. Obviously, fucking with an ecosystem has no adverse side effects whatsoever, does it, Hobbit?
I mean, you're not going to find out what happened. Like, you're not going to find out. You know, not going to be able to find out what happens until you go for it. You know, you just introduce rabbits into Australia. I mean, everyone likes rabbits, right?
Yeah, and rats. You know, the island with the dodos on it. Like, they didn't know they needed rats, did they?
And cane toads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Easter Island Society won't survive without rats.
Yeah. Also, we didn't know we needed grey squirrels, did we? Those fucking useless red squirrels. I mean, we'd have no squirrels if it weren't for the hard working grey ones, would we?
The grey squirrels came in and they did the jobs the red squirrels weren't willing to do.
Yeah, like breed.
Yes.
Proponents of ocean.
I can't breed.
Proponents of ocean fertilisation schemes. It might be increase the phytoplankton's growth, which will have no adverse side effects at all because you can just mess around with ecosystems. It's all fine.
Yeah.
Ocean fertilisation schemes involve
Nancy.
Yeah. I know I'm very positive towards this. Like, just mess around with ecosystems as much as you want. It's not going to change anything at all. Ocean fertilisation schemes.
Positive, where would we be without being HIV positive and medicine for those?
Did I miss the IQ 5000 putting ice at the bottom of the ocean? Did I miss that?
They've done that.
Like, for example.
Oh, have they done that? Oh, how did they solve the problem for buoyancy?
Forget about it. So anyway, back to our sponsors.
You're thinking about it. Stop thinking about it, Fraser. Look, we're going to get this big contract. We're going to get this big contract for throwing ice into the fucking ocean. Do you want it or not, Fraser?
Guys, I'm trying to do an ad read from our sponsors here.
Big ice sink.
Well, you're saying you're being very positive, and I was like, speaking of being HIV positive, it can be managed these days with PrEP, brought to you by AstraZeneca.
Yeah. Ocean fertilisation schemes involve the addition of nutrients to the ocean, soluble iron, for example. So that's going to go soluble. The problem with the ocean.
Oh yeah, there's no problem with that.
Obviously, the ocean just doesn't have enough soluble iron.
Yeah. No problem putting metal in the water supply.
Because they just put iron filings on the cornflakes and say, there you go, it's got dietary iron in it.
Yeah. Or the redistribution of nutrients extant in the deeper ocean to increase productivity, such as through ocean pipes. See, that's the thing. We need more productivity in that ocean. We need to get on Matrix. We need to get that ocean. We need to get on Matrix. We need to get that productivity in the ocean up.
Lazy ocean.
We need hot desking. We need a hot desking at the bottom of the ocean. We need 0 hours contracts. We need to get that productivity in that ocean right up stat.
We need to beat the ocean, beat into submission.
We need that productivity through the fucking roof in those oceans. If we're gonna remove every last bit of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere because we don't need it in the atmosphere at all.
We need to treat the ocean like the Chinese treat bauxite miners in Congo.
Very well with a good wage package.
And with excellent care and no child slavery whatsoever.
Yeah, and the private healthcare is a boon to those workers.
Yeah, it is.
Right,
and no one ever nicks anything from bauxite mine.
No. Ocean N&P fertilisation. Hobbit, have you ever N&P? You ever peed in the ocean?
Nuclear power plant? The ocean?
Over the majority of the open oceans, the limiting nutrient is thought to be nitrogen, One suggestion, therefore, has been to add a source of fixed nitrogen, such as urea, in an ocean fertilizer.
What we're going to do, you see, is we're going to make these urea plants, which use a lot of natural gas and therefore make carbon dioxide. But then we'll have all this urea, which
we're going to have to piss in the ocean, and we're going to have to piss in the ocean a lot.
I was going to say, it's not just... I mean, by all means, yeah, get as much piss into the ocean as possible without filtering. But what we're going to do in order to make industrial scales of it...
Why are all these lefties moaning about the sewage in the ocean? Do they not realise it's saving the environment?
Yeah, everyone knows algal blooms are safe and effective. They're helping carbon sequestration. But the fact is, those are rookie numbers. We're going to need to... So what we're going to have to use is the Fischer-Tropsch process for taking nitrogen out of the atmosphere and turning it into urea and ammonia. Using natural gas and lots of it. It's a very energy-intensive process, but you use natural gas. You also end up
all that energy we're putting in, obviously it doesn't matter because we're taking out as much carbon as we can. This all makes perfect sense to me, does it not you, Hobbit?
It will produce a lot of carbon dioxide, and then we're just going to be dumping the urea into the ocean. Yeah, but the
thing is, Hobbit, while we're doing that, we're pissing the ocean at the same time. So we could effectively stand still.
It's all good.
We could effectively do the same as if we weren't doing anything, but we're doing something. Exactly. That's the main thing about the environment. We need to have to be doing something.
The difference is, like, this something is more expensive than doing nothing, and that's very good, you see, because I'm going to have stocks in pissing into the ocean incorporated.
I'm definitely buying all the stocks I can of big piss in the ocean.
Yeah.
Who is the leading component of pissing in the ocean right now?
Greta Thunberg?
Might be. Phosphate P, the P part this is also close to limiting over much. What? Phosphate is also close to limiting over much of the ocean. Does that mean anything to you, Hobbit?
Overmushing? That sounds like something English would say.
No. Phosphate is also close to limiting over much of the ocean.
What page are we on?
14.
Did you start speaking Japanese?
14.
Like. Ocean
N&P fertilization. So last sentence.
Over the majority of the open oceans, the limiting nutrients thought to be nitrogen. One suggestion is for to add source of fixed nitrogen, such as urea, as an ocean fertilizer. Phosphate is also close to limiting over much of the ocean. Yeah, that's a really good sentence, isn't it?
That makes a proper gobbledygook, that, isn't it?
Don't worry, no one's going to read this.
What they're basically saying is what we need to do is put a lot more urea and phosphorus into the ocean. So they're going to put the Palestinians on the raft, and the Israelis are going to help fertilize the ocean with fertilizer. By the way, SodaStream, get busy with the fizzy.
Yeah. The table below, which draws from the Royal Society's report, compares the cost of an environmental impact of CDR methods. So CDR is what we've just read, I think, isn't it? So
carbon destruction.
So land. So what is afforestation? Is that creating forest?
It's the opposite of deforestation.
Right. Okay. So that's creating.
You've afforested an area.
So the cost of that is low, apparently.
Yeah, you just put seeds in the ground.
Yeah. Nature sows.
That's too hard.
What's that one from the Young Ones? Do you remember the one from the Young Ones about the gardening when Neil said,
Neil, Rick sowed the Neil, and then he planted the Neil, and now I've reaped the Neil. Oh, far out. Yeah.
So, biomass with carbon sequestration is a medium cost. These are some real detailed costs. They're medium cost, Hobbit.
It's medium cost. Yeah, that's a very specific government term. That is medium cost. That means it's going to cost £90 billion.
The impact of anticipated environmental effects is medium, and the risk of unanticipated environmental effects is medium.
Yes. This is like You know the scene where they're doing a stock take in the League of Gentlemen? It's like, and how many cans of Carnes have we got? 12 tea. Good. We haven't sold a thing.
Just my favourite one is, I'm not reading all of these out because it's too boring because it's mostly medium, but my favourite one is chemical air capture and carbon sequestration. Cost high. Impact of anticipated environmental effects low. Risk of unanticipated environmental effects low. So it's going to cost loads, but it's not really going to make much of a difference, I think.
We'll go with that one then.
Yeah, we'll go with low. Low's good, right?
Yeah.
So solar radiation management. Did you do solar radiation management? I bet I need a rest.
Which is
Page
definitely
15.
not chemtrails in any way, shape, or form. And if someone says solar radiation management is, then you are just been debunked. The second category of climate geoengineering methods aims to offset greenhouse warming by reducing the. Oh, hang on, I'm Greta Thunberg. How dare you reducing the instance and absorption of incoming solar shortwave radiation?
Hobbit, you're just doing a Japanese voice.
Include space-based shit. How dare you? This is Greta Thunberg.
That's not Greta Thunberg. That is a Japanese man.
How dare you interrupt me? Incoming solar radiation and ways of increasing the Earth's albedo. That is insane. Oh yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Right. Just to explain to you, fucking dribbling morons at the back here, the albedo is the surface reflectivity of the sun's radiation. Okay. By increasing cloud cover.
Wait, so even the sun has a libido? Is that what you're saying?
Oh wait. They're talking about whitening clouds. So in other words, they're going to team up with Big Colgate, and they're going to aerosolize the tooth whitening powder.
No,
they're going to sprain them.
No, they're not, because nothing comes out the back of those planes, Hobbit. What are you fucking talking about? No. You swivel-eyed loon conspiracy theorist, you Hobbit.
This is all just speculation. This isn't actually what's happening. This is just what could
This is all speculation from a government paper where they're not talking about whitening clouds.
Whitening clouds are placing reflective particles or balloons into the stratosphere. Oh
my God.
That'll reflect time. So examples of roof methods.
Do you remember when we used to have clouds?
So when you're over a fair and have you seen some kid that's accidentally let go of their balloon? They haven't. Yeah. That's not actually that. That's the CIA doing that, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Is this why NASA needs all that helium and all those balloons? Damn, right, we've figured it out. We're trying to save the planet. Yeah.
That's like so totally real, bro. Trust us.
Oh no, we're not we're not changing the weather. That's a weather balloon.
Yeah. So white root for methods and brightening of human settlements. Purpose is to increase the reflectivity of the built environment by painting roofs, roads, and pavements a bright reflective white. This will be most effective in sunny regions and during summertime, where there might also be co-benefits through savings in air conditioning. I mean, is
it me, or does this sound a little bit cargo cult?
No,
we give light back to Sun God.
There are like some things to be said for like having reflective roofs in sunny areas.
They've done this for years, though.
Yeah, but that's
if you live in Morocco or something, you want a white building and like a reflect. Yeah, it makes sense in like Morocco or something. But here, where we have a variety of weathers, we need a variety of things, don't we?
Yeah, well, the other thing as well is practicality as well.
This next one sounds a bit fucking creepy. Go on then, Hobbit.
More reflective crop varieties and grasslands. Yes, we're going to make tinfoil crops now. Land plants tend to absorb strongly in the visible.
Gonna have tinfoiled hats on the little ears of corn, are we?
Gonna get sunflowers with little tinfoil hats now. Is that
something about the way this is worded, where it just feels like it's trying to be very wordy and intelligent, but also it's incredibly stupid.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking.
I mean, this is like for politicians that.
This is a politicians, swoon them, isn't it? Oh, that sounds fantastic.
I think we should be reading more government documents because these are fucking bonkers. This is like Wile E. Coyote, like someone said, Mr. Coyote, what are your suggestions? Like there's it's getting too hot, and we've explained the greenhouse effect to you.
Wow.
Mr. Coyote, how would you stop
I've
people
invented
getting
this
hot?
massive Rube Goldberg machine.
Well, you
to
see,
make the weather
we're going to put some
cooler.
ice at the bottom of the fucking ocean, all right?
Yeah.
It's not
So-
going to raise the water level or anything, or
This
fucking,
is,
float to the top.
the next bit. Now, pay attention back there, Lord Cameron of Chipping Norton. By the way, that's his title now. He's been lauded.
Yeah.
Did you? This was news to me. I found out recently. It's like Lord
Cameron,
Cameron.
yes.
Shouldn't he be Lord of Hogshead or something like that?
Well, no.
Pig's
Apparently he's been designated the Lord of Chipping
No,
Norton.
there's a place
so,
called
well,
Hogshead, isn't there?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
no,
that-
but
well,
didn't he,
yeah.
fuck a pig or something?
Yeah, that's why I said Hogshead.
Yeah. Oh,
Fraser,
okay.
Fraser,
Oh.
So-
I was being knowledgeable
right.
and
Land
humorous.
plants.
I think it
tend
was
to
a pig,
evolve
not a hog.
strongly
There's a difference.
in the
Emmy.
visible, photosynthetically active part of the solar spectrum, but are highly reflective in the near-infrared frequencies. However, the albedo of plant canopies can vary significantly between different plant types and varieties due to differences in basic leaf spectral properties, morphology, and canopy structure. It may therefore be possible to increase significantly the albedo of vegetated surfaces with careful choice of crop and grass and species and varieties. Don't list any examples. It's just like, instead of planting wheat, what we could do is plant tinfoil.
Yeah, but
Plant-
we've
plant
spoke to the boffins. What's that company? What's the company that does
Defra?
Monsanto? We spoke to the boffins at
Wow.
Monsanto, and we can create an ear of corn crossed with tinted windows.
Yes. Cloud
No,
albedo.
that's it. They're gonna just put stained glass windows around cornfields now, right? Is that what we're doing? Just greenhouse them.
It basically crossbreed plants with mirrors so that they can reflect the sun back in the sky. Because you don't want plants absorbing the sunlight, because then they'll
Because
get
then they'll grow, won't they?
we don't want that.
But how do people
We
eat
want
mirrors?
carbon.
People need to eat.
Well, no. What's more concerning?
How's that going to
is,
sell? How's it going to sell
carbon
burgers?
dioxide level.
Burgers?
People will be able to eat whatever. Doesn't matter. They can eat mirrors. So cloud albedo. It has been proposed that the Earth could be cooled by whitening clouds over parts of the ocean. Aerosol injection.
I've got
paint some clouds.
to speak to whoever wrote this government paper. They're a swivel-eyed conspiracy theorist fucking loon. That's not even possible. And if it was possible, who would do that?
And why would they do such a thing?
I like the
So
way
how
they're
are they
getting
gonna paint
increasingly
clouds?
more Dr. Evil, because I can't wait until you get to the last paragraph of this Hobbit.
So, we are getting to the sharks for lasers bit, but if the class keeps interrupting me, we'll never get through this. Aerosol injection. Large volcano eruptions result in the mass injection of sulfate particles, which particles that smell like hell.
Is it me or are they getting more Bond film? I'm going to blow up this volcano to save the world.
Stratosphere.
But I thought we didn't want to do that because that's where all the carbon dioxide comes from.
You see, it turns out it's not a catastrophe when volcanoes erupt, despite the fact that Mount St. Helens erupted, put more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere than all of the Industrial Revolution before. Never mind, because it also released sulfur particles into the atmosphere. That's what cost you $1 million. As these aerosols reflect solar radiation back into space, or themselves absorb heat.
Yeah, but they also
mass
kill people and stop air traffic from going anywhere. Well, mind you, that's part of the fucking thing.
And also release more carbon dioxide than all of human activity ever has or ever will.
That's a benefit, Henry.
Mass eruptions result in a cooling of the lower atmosphere. The eruption of Mount Tambora in present-day Indonesia, for example, is thought to have produced.
We've got to save the whole entire planet, and there's problems. You read anything about Ra's al Ghul from Batman. You read a load of Bond books. It's like pick your favourite Bond villain and come up with the most bizarre possible.
It feels like it was written by Nosferatu, so I'll just try and do this without interruption. The eruption of Mount Tambora in present-day Indonesia, for example, was thought to have produced a year without summer in 1816. How glorious that was! In the 1970s, Professor Bud Yicko proposed that artificial volcanoes be geoengineered. That is, the sulfate aerosols be injected into the stratosphere to mimic the cooling effect caused by these super eruptions. And finally, Mr. Burns now, space mirrors. Positioning a superfine reflective mesh of aluminium threads in
I
space.
want freaking space mirrors.
I'm going to blot out the sun, and then they'll have to have nuclear energy to see.
This is. I know where they got this one from. They got this one from Highlander 2. Have any of you seen Highlander 2?
I thought they got this
a
from
long
Who
time
Shot
ago.
Monty Burns, because
Highlander 2 was where they put a big dome over the Earth because of the UV radiation. That's what they were worried about back then, and it was like that.
Oh,
but everything was really normal, and then they opened the Iron Dome up again.
In other words, put a big.
It's like Logan's Run. Is that it? It's like...
No, they just hide them away in the cities in Logan's Run, don't they?
Oh, anyway, big mirror in space to do space lasers. Done. I'm done now. Now confer amongst yourself, class.
Hobbit, is this even possible to position a superfine reflective mesh of aluminium threads in space between the Earth and the Sun? Is this even possible? We're going to do a big fucking net. We're going to do a big net to catch the radiation.
I believe that is classified information.
Fucking hell. What have we got in government? What have we got?
What we got
I see Dr. Reevil was in the consultation team for supervolcanoes.
Yeah. So this was proposed in 1997 by Lolcal Wood, more like, and Professor Edward Teller to reduce the amount of sunlight that reaches the Earth. It has been estimated that a 1% reduction in solar radiation would require approximately 1.5 million square kilometres of mirrors made of a reflective mesh. Fucking hell.
Yeah. You're saying
of course you
amount.
wouldn't use a bit of carbon dioxide creating all that, would you, Hobbit?
We'll
right.
ignore the other pollutants.
See, okay. Right, here is the problem, right? Is the mirror going to be geostationary or not?
No, it's not a mirror. It's not a mirror. It's a big net.
No, but I'm saying if it's going to stay in place, it's only going to be useful for 12 hours, and it's not going to cover the whole planet. So,
can you imagine how big the tube of toupee glue is going to be to stick that on?
But if it's not geostationary, then it's got to be in front of the Earth at all times.
It can't be geostationary because it's got to be in the way of the sun. It's got to follow the sun.
Yeah,
that's it.
It would be a heliostation.
Exactly.
What they do is they put it in one of the Lagrange points.
But then, as we know, that the Earth moves 66,000 miles per hour. So if you leave it in one spot, it's going to stay there. It's not going to... you can't have it geostationary because it won't work.
You have it in one of the Lagrange points between the sun and the Earth, and hopefully the moon doesn't pull it away, and that's why it's a Lagrange point.
So what?
I don't think you get it, Hobbit. We're moving through the universe as well. So if you put it in one spot,
we're also moving in space. So we're not spinning on an axis. We spin on an axis and moving through space.
No, we're both moving and completely stationary at the same time. And if you question that, then you're some crazy swivel-head conspiracy.
But that's it. Like if you put it, if it's not geostationary, so as in it follows, the Earth. And it's outside of the Earth's, gravitational pull. Eventually, within like an hour, we're gonna move away from it.
No, you're having too much to think now. Look,
this next table is quite. So okay then. So we want to save the Earth. Yeah, I'm not reading all of these out, but let's just go at the low risk ones. So human settlement albedo, regional climate change, low risk. Grassland and crop albedo, reduction in crop yields, low risk. Space-based reflectors, reduction in crop yields, low risk. It's weird, isn't it? The ones they think they're going to be low risk.
So we starve and that heals the planet. Is that it? Is that the...
Yeah,
I think it kind of looks like that.
Look, if everyone. You can't suffer the consequences of climate change, crisis, emergency, Ebola AIDS if you're not alive to experience the consequences of climate change, crisis,
It's a
emergency.
social construct, then, Hobbit. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if you're dead, you're not creating any more CO2, are you?
I identify.
Well, no, you are supposedly.
Climate
That's
remediation.
the problem.
Oh
They
yeah,
just
because
said
I
earlier,
forgot you
it's a
die
problem.
and big bits of carbon drop off you when you.
What we've got to do, right, is when you die, we put your body into the ocean along with all the other frozen carbon dioxide.
So are we going? When we die, are we going on top of the ice or under the ice?
You
Where
see,
are we going?
when SEAL Team 6 totally executed Osama bin Laden, by having a dramatic gunfight and not just like turning the kidney dialysis machine from on to off. They buried his body in accordance with Islamic law, saying, stick my body in the ocean because I'm worried about carbon sequestration.
Right, so
and then they put a load of ice on it.
I'll do the next bit, Hobbit, and you do the bit after because you'll enjoy that because that'll be weather modification techniques. So, the differences between CDR and SRM, the fundamental difference between CDR and SRM is that carbon sequestration addresses the root issue, that is the concentration of carbon dioxide, while solar reflection treats the symptom that is global warming. The sustainability, we had so much global warming the past couple of months. I was fucking sweating my bollocks off.
Right.
You know, apparently April was the hottest April we've had since 1940. Now, there's two ways to interpret that statement.
Because I wasn't alive then, so how the fuck do you know?
Well, one of them is, no, you're lying to me. Or the other one is, are you trying to tell me that April in 1940 was very cold and rainy? Because I believe you.
The Sustainability Council of New Zealand pointed out that the problems arising from this include...
It's the hottest April since 1940. What, you mean it was cold and miserable? Yeah. We've not had a year like that since 1940.
Hobbit, you're somewhat of a chemist, aren't you? So
that means April must have been fucking cold, like iced over then, right? For the the years in between.
What was happening
in
1940? We didn't have too many cars then, did we?
Nothing happened there whatsoever.
Yeah. So if it's the hottest,
nothing was happening at that time.
If it's the hottest since 1940, well, nothing's been going on for the past 80 years, has it?
No, it just means if that was the hottest, Hemi, that means every other year was absolutely like freezing. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like nothing's happened for 80 years. If that's the hottest,
that means you had snowmen and icicles hanging off your nose, right? Yeah.
Like,
if that was the hottest,
can I go back to their offices and think about this more? It needs to be the hottest year since last year, not 80 years ago. And do they need to go back and think about this a bit? That's not really creating panic, is it? Because, pretty much how we live now is nothing like we lived back in 1940.
The hottest on record, it was like what? What was the temperature for all of April then? Like 10 degrees, maybe less?
I don't know. They had to fudge it quite a bit, didn't they?
Oh, did they? Well, okay. Then yeah.
Who even knows?
This is what I wanted to ask Hobbit anyway. Reflection does not address the acidification of the oceans that results from excess carbon dioxide in the atmosphere being absorbed by the sea.
Yeah, that's true, right? Because you see, when you dissolve more carbon dioxide into the ocean, like they say, one of the problems with global warming, climate change, the crisis, emergency, AIDS.
Yeah.
Is the more come on brain, you almost had it there. Yeah, the warmer things are, the more carbon dioxide gets absorbed into the ocean.
Yeah.
But then you get more carbonic acid, so it does make the ocean more acidic.
So what is carbonic? I mean, is carbonic acid? Is it going to be like
not carbonic acid? It's fizzy water is carbonic acid. It's not particularly strong.
So it's not even like fish are going to be floating to the top or dissolving in it or anything
Well,
like that.
according to dentists, it's worse than the Holocaust times 9/11 times 1488. No one.
So
even
what
knows
we're saying is you can have fizzy
Dentists say,
saltwater
like,
oceans.
Carbonic acid is the
That
devil.
that is actually no, that is scary having fizzy saltwater oceans. Like that is yeah.
But that's the other thing as well. It's just like, well, hang on. Isn't the ocean like known for being salty? Is that not like alkali? Would the two not sort of cancel each other out a bit?
Oh no! We could drink the ocean water. What would we do? Oh no!
Oh no, we can't
would
drink
be
the
bad.
water that we don't drink anyway. Oh no, we're fucked.
Yeah.
And if we do, it's going to be fizzy. Oh fuck, it's going to be.
Oh
fizzy
no!
salt
Think of
water.
all the saltwater fish that'll die, but will be
Um,
replaced by freshwater fish. Oh no!
Schemes that inject particles into the atmosphere are unlikely to alter the distribution of rainfall, and also cause some reduction in the global quantity of rainfall. So that's not quite true either, is it, Hobbit?
I mean, how was it going to reduce rainfall?
I thought
Justify
the idea was to increase rainfall, wasn't it? Stop the temperature.
Ah, no, you don't want to increase rainfall. You want to have as many clouds as possible, so it's perpetually grey for most of the year.
Yeah.
Like in this country.
Many reflection techniques will need to be replenished constantly over their lifetime, and if this is not kept up, extremely rapid warming could ensue. Well, it'll be rapid. It'll be rapid warming in the fact that it will just return to normal temperatures. So yeah, it will be rapid warming, but it won't be because it's like your bullshit that you put up there is just going to return to a normal temperature quickly. Do I have that right, people?
Well, it's almost as if like nature finds an equilibrium, and when you start fucking with it, that's when you know when you start pushing the pendulum one way or another, that's when bad things happen.
The other difference is that some SRM techniques could substantially influence the climate within months, but as Dr. Blackstock pointed out, no idea who he is, with much greater uncertainty about the net climatic effects. Natural experiments caused by volcanoes have demonstrated the rapid impact potential of SRM. So that was solar
stratospheric remediation. I think that's what the M stands for.
Recent reviews have shown that such schemes could be technically simple to deploy at low cost relative to mitigation. But obviously low cost to a politician is like, what the fuck, how much you spending to a normal person. But as Dr. Blackstock noted, these reviews also stress that SRM could at best be unevenly ameliorate regional climatic change and may generate serious unintended consequences. For example, SRM could produce droughts with severe implications for regional and global food production and delay the recovery of the ozone layer by... we're back on that. Hey, Hobbit, the ozone layer's back. We're in the 90s. The 90s are fucking back, baby.
Oh,
right.
So
back.
Next we'll be raving and we'll have the jeans and the baggy pants. And
no, you're not allowed to enjoy ease again. Fuck that. You're not allowed that.
No.
Ozone layer, but to delay the recovery of the ozone layer by decades while doing almost nothing to address ocean acidification. So, do you want to do the next bit of it? Weather modification techniques.
No, I don't.
Go on.
Fraser, you do it.
Do you want to do weather? It's page 17 of the geoengineering.
Where is this?
Weather
I'm using my brain
technique.
or mouth. Wait, wait, what? Page 17.
Yeah. First header, weather modification techniques.
Yeah.
Conclusions grading the purpose of regulation. No, that's not the... Am I on the right document?
It's in green, weather modification techniques. Bottom of general. It's regulation of geoengineering. It says page 15 at the top, but it's actually 17 on the PDF.
Because of the two header pages.
GMO garden mirror offset.
Oh, right, yeah. I found it. Right, okay, yeah. Okay. Is it what? Weather modification techniques, right? Yeah, 24.
Well, 24. Well, there's a measure of debate, yeah.
Right, okay. So while there is a measure of debate that some CDR, in particular technologies, fell within the definition of geoengineering, there are greater disagreement about whether modification techniques should be included. The Action Group on Erosion, Technology and Concentration, ETC Group, considered that
How is
geoengineering...
erosion, technology and concentration in one group?
Yeah, well, it's the group for erosion technology concern trolling.
Concern trolling. That's who they are.
What they should have said was the great disagreement about whether modification techniques were a bit Acme from Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so this group should consider that these geoengineering should also encompass weather modification techniques such as hurricane suppression and cloud seeding. Cloud seeding causes precipitation by introducing substances into the cumulus clouds that cause condensation.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Debunk.
Objection, Your Honour.
Conspiracy theory.
Objection
Your Honour. Tinfoil hat, swivel-eyed loon theory.
Objection grounds.
Yeah. So precipitation. Caused by introducing substances into the cumulus clouds that cause condensation. Most seeding uses silver iodide, but dry ice, that is solid carbon dioxide, propane, and salt
the
are
devil!
also used.
Get the cross out. It's the devil. Carbon dioxide.
Wait, hold on. If we throw, do you think the this is how we get hailstones? And fucking they throw the dry ice up there. They bounce up and down, and then they make clouds.
Propane and salt are also used. Fucking hell!
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Just up there, just fucking letting off propane. Like this won't fucking change.
It's literally like, well, just throw some shit up there, see what sticks.
Do you think someone's like set the clouds on fire then afterwards?
Put some salt in the clouds, because this was something that really fucking infuriated me the other day. It was like, oh, you're interested in water distillation, and there was this dickhead, right? And he had a gallon of water, and he was like pouring like salt into it, saying, "Oh, it's important you remineralize your water once you've distilled it." It's like, you fucking dickhead, you fucking idiot. Do you not at any point like go, am I going to put salt in my fish and chips or my meal? No, I'll just put like tablespoons of salt in my fucking drinking water because I'm a stupid idiot fucking yank. What is it with yanks and going like, oh, you know what will make my water more hydrated?
If I wanted to drink the sea,
put salt in it. I'll have some Gatorade with my water.
Yeah, because seawater's well known for its drinking drinking abilities, isn't it?
Fucking put salt water in your rain clouds. Oh, white people don't season their rain clouds.
It's so hard to believe that this is a government paper, isn't it? It's like, what the fuck are these people on?
Bear in mind, we've paid a lot of money to these people. Now, they've probably gone to the same school for shark science, haven't they?
No. Remember, this is to impress the politician reading it. So it's got to have big fancy words and all these things. And the politician's gone to like bloody primary school, and that's it.
When these Oxford grifters and they're going to the Eagle and Child and like, right, how are we going to fuck people over today? Well, I was thinking of doing shark science research. Oh, how are you going to? I'm going to present an article on climate remediation to the government.
Right. I love the way it's just like, oh, you believe in chemtrails, do you? You must be some sort of swivel-eyed fucking lunatic. And then,
anyway,
but mate, the government admits they're throwing silver, dry ice, and propane into the clouds. What the fuck?
Propane. But they're literally like Mr. Leahy's, like propane. Mr. Leahy, you pissed yourself. Propane.
So,
propane.
These techniques are in use to precipitate rain and to suppress precipitation and hail. Wait, these techniques are used to precipitate rain and to suppress precipitation. They are the same thing.
White people don't precipitate by precipitation.
Well, these techniques are
These techniques
used
are
to
in use to precipitate rain and to suppress.
So make rain.
So
Precipitate
it could
means
either
make
then.
rain.
So it could do. I'll take it they throw this shit in
we're
the
playing
clouds and
Russian
then it's
roulette.
a 50-50.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's that village there. We've done a test in some African village. Well, that village is either going to get rain.
Hold
or
on
it's
a minute.
gonna be
Unless
fucking,
they're
like,
saying
stop.
it's to make rain and suppress snow and hail.
No, it clearly said rain and hail.
No, they specifically said precipitate rain and to suppress precipitate. Precipitation isn't just rain. Isn't just rain. It's snow as well.
Hail and pace.
Hail and ice.
Is it? Okay, let's find out. Precipitation meaning.
Emancipation, Precipitation Proclamation.
Precipitation, a fall of water such as rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Oh, so it's all of those things. So
no. So they're saying this is why your winter's so shit is because they're getting rid of the snow, but they're keeping the rain but getting rid of the snow is what they're saying.
Cambridge Dictionary. Okay, let's have a look at this. Water that falls from the clouds towards the ground usually is rain or snow. Okay,
if you put salt into the water, it's less likely to turn into snow.
Yeah.
They turn it all into slush.
Right. Okay. Yes, because we salt the roads. Blah blah blah.
This is why we aren't having proper winters. Why it's just pissing down all the time.
So they're cloud seeding.
Because they're fucking.
But also they're salting the clouds because it turns out white people.
Actually, they're not. That makes me a swivel-eyed, tinfoil-hatted lunatic, doesn't it? Yeah. So obviously, no, they're not doing anything.
Okay. Right. Cleared that up then. Right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Right. Okay. So Dr. James Lee from the American University of Washington D.C. pointed out in his memorandum that cloud seeding was first scientifically demonstrated in 1946. And is a geoengineering tool that is widely used by more than 30 countries, and that with climate change, freshwater resources will be in decline in many parts of the world, and one result may be an increase in the use of cloud seeding. He cited an example of China, whose cloud seeding program is the largest in the world, using it to make rain, prevent hailstorms, contribute to firefighting, and to construct dust storms. Counteract dust storms.
In the 2008 Olympics, when they were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to cause it to rain so that the weather will be nicer for the main event," and it was raining hard in the women's cycling event, and then the one who won it was this Welsh woman because she says, "Oh, it's just like cycling at home."
BTFO China, yeah. On New Year's Day, 1997, cloud seeding.
Molded by it.
Molded by it. So, on New Year's Day in 1997, cloud seeding made snow in Beijing for probably no other reason than popular enjoyment. During the 2008 Olympics, China extensively used cloud seeding to improve the air quality.
Hey, it's what I just said.
Yeah, China sees cloud seeding as part of a larger strategy.
When I say it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, you're a fucking swivel-eyed lunatic, tinfoil-hatted fucking weirdo hobbit.
So it's to save energy and lower summer temperatures, right?
Well, at least now when you talk about this online and they go, "You're a fucking swivel-eyed fucking retard," you can go, "Yeah, I am, and so's the government."
But Dr. Lee drew a distinction between climate change and weather.
Oh fucking hell! Yeah.
Since cloud seeding is more likely to affect the latter, weather, is a state of the atmosphere over a short term and more likely at specific points and places. Climate is a long-term phenomenon. It's not climate
change remediation, it's just weather control, which is a conspiracy theory that's been debunked.
But Hobbit, climate is a long-term phenomenon expressed as average weather patterns over a long period. Cloud seeding could affect climate.
Weirdo, you Hobbit.
When carried out over a long period. Key measures of weather and climate are precipitation and temperature. Since 1997, cloud seeding and environmental techniques have been have been subject to international regulation. In 1997, countries, no, not 1977, countries agreed to the Convention on the Prohibition of Military or any other hostile use of environmental modification techniques.
So it's okay to
And-
attack the plebs, but you can't do it if you're upsetting a foreign another army.
Look, we can't
You can
control
do it on your
Spain's weather,
own
but
people.
Spain can control Spain's weather.
Yeah. You're not allowed to control Spain's weather because that's bad. Yeah.
The UN is.
That'd be a
The UN
weapon,
is, but
right?
you're not. The UN is, but Spain.
Yeah.
The UN is, Spain is, but you're not.
Yeah.
The treaty, as well as forbidding the use of environmental modification techniques in hostile circumstances, supported the use of weather modification for peaceful purposes.
I'm sorry, but all this is sounding rather swivel-eyed loon. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on now, because this is getting all rather conspiratorial.
Yeah. So, like, for peaceful purposes. So, as long as you're in a war, and you modify the weather to make it hot, so then that, like, well, you can actually have a battle on the plains or whatever. Fucking, I don't know.
As long as the long as the rain falling mainly on the plain is natural, that's fine.
Yeah. A reconfirmation of the NMOD principles occurred at the Framework Convention on Climate Change (UNFCCC) and the 1992 Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro. Dr. Lee pointed out that most techniques covered in the NMOD treaty were quite speculative. For example, causing earthquakes or tsunamis was far beyond the capacity of current technology. Okay, sure.
Well, that was an
But that
interesting
cloud seeding
admission.
was a technology that was often used. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Mm.
What an odd thing to say.
Yeah, you can't cause a tsunami, right? No. Or an earthquake. We can't do that, can we?
It kind of reminds me of when my granddad was at school and it's like, right, we're going to teach you today about things that aren't real. Lesson 1, the ether. That's not real. Any questions? Sir, what's the ether? Nothing. Doesn't exist. It's not real. Very important. Write that down in your notebook.
Yeah. They had to issue that. Yeah, you
I
can't.
just like that in this sort of aside, they do just a brief aside there to say, oh, by the way, this totally can't cause earthquakes and tsunamis. Wink, wink.
Yeah. We can't do those yet. Yeah.
I'd just like to point out in the chat, Corny Horse caught on Horsington says, yeah, he caught a live one. Well, welcome to our live streams. We go from 7 o'clock British time, basically, until 9 o'clock every Thursdays. Yeah. Sometimes we go a bit over.
And we're just parroting the swivel-eyed tinfoil-hatted weirdos of the government who actually tell you that.
Yeah. The climate change panel.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
swivel-eyed
with their strange conspiracy theories that you can modify weather with clouds and things.
Okay, so at the oral evidence session, we asked whether weather-changing techniques such as cloud seeding should be considered to be geoengineering. Mr. Virogue, Dr. Blackstock, and Professor Keith were clear that they should not, after Virogue considered that one of the criteria for geoengineering is that the effects need to be at a global level, and cloud seeding is a weather modification technique.
I thought they agreed that it wasn't at a global level and it couldn't be done to other people.
Well, no, it can, but you're not allowed to. That's why we've got conventions.
You can, but you're not allowed to, but you are allowed to. Is that what they're saying?
You can. You can do it.
You can, but you're not allowed to, but you are allowed to because you're supposed to, but you're not allowed to.
Weather modifications
I've cleared that one up now.
Which affect the weather for no longer than a season, in our view, do not fall within the definition of geoengineering. Moreover, these techniques are regulated by international conventions. So if you affect a season,
and then you affect the next season, and then you affect the season after that, that's not the definition of geoengineering. As long as you do it
one season at a time is weather modification. Any longer than that, and it's considered geoengineering.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, cloud seeding should not be included within the definition of geoengineering used for the purposes of activities designed to affect a change in the global climate with the aim of minimizing, reversing, or anthropogenic climate change. Conclusion on definition. We set out the techniques that fall within CDR and SMR in detail to show that there is a very wide range of geoengineering methods with diverse characteristics. Methods, actions, and potential side effects. John Virgo, an expert on geoengineering. Virgo. Is it Virgo? Okay.
Yeah.
Governance based in Australia, who has conducted research into geoengineering, governance, and regulation, was the view that the CDR and SMR are so different in nature and implications that it's questionable whether it's helpful to describe both as geoengineering. Broadly speaking, the former might form an element within the package, along with the mitigation and adaptation to climate change, while the latter might be deployed as an emergency response in the event of a highly disruptive climate change. Dr. Blackrock shared his view on the SRM was unsuitable as an alternative
given that they all admit... Sorry, Fraser. Given that they admit they all do it, and we know it's been going on for years, is climate change even real? Like, is it even real, or is it just what they've been doing, but they don't want to, or they can't, or they don't realise, they don't admit it? It just doesn't make sense, does it?
What I would
hold on. Well, here's the thing. This is it. Their weather modification via cloud seeding could be causing climate change.
Yeah.
Because it's been doing, aggressively over, a period of time. Therefore, it is then geoengineering.
Yeah. But they're trying to say that
claiming the climate. Yeah, so it's changing the climate.
But it's not us, Gov. It's the carbon dioxide, honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we got to charge you carbon taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they could be doing it, yeah. If they're prolonging the weather modification, like making it rain over a long period of time or whatever, or over a season, I guess. Yeah. Highly possible that's the case, yeah. Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy. It's just crazy. I think they do this stuff on purpose. They put these government documents out there and just admit it, knowing that no fucker's going to read it. It's just insane, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
so there's conclusions on the definition, conclusions on grading for the purposes of regulation. Do they have any recommendations, like what to do next? Like, we advise kicking some puppies to death at the next
regulation
meeting.
Of geoengineering. So towards the end, future regulatory arrangements or need for regulation of geoengineering.
I can't believe we've done this for like 1.5 hours. It's just
it's just crazy though, isn't it? That here they are, they're just admitting the lot. Like, that all you've got to do is read a government document and you know what they're doing. Oh, public attitudes.
Oh, well,
see that 25.
Well, I'm on page 22. I think I'll read this out. It's quite geoengineering techniques currently not subject to regulation.
Yeah.
In contrast, regulatory schemes for many SMR techniques have yet to be developed. Again, the Royal Society has summarised the position. For SRM technologies, there are fewer existing institutions that can manage research and development. Land service albedo modification could be managed under national regulatory frameworks as their institutions would be required. Existing treaties governing the atmosphere and space, like Claptrap and OST, would similarly not adequate to regulate stratospheric aerosols and space mirrors, which is complete bunkum conspiracy theory, swivel head loon. There's no such thing as space mirrors. There's a risk that these methods could be applied by an individual nation or corporation, which highlights the need for international regulation and deployment, and in some cases research. Dr. Blackstock pointed out that he's not evil, not to be confused with Dr. Strangelove. We do not have the appropriate regulatory mechanisms in place, and I do not believe we have even a forum in which that discussion has begun to occur. The government appears to share that view. It told us that geoengineering was an emerging policy area, And there were at present no international treaties or institutions sufficient mandate to regulate the broad range of possible geoengineering activities. I'm the government. Blah, 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 blah. And then it just sort of goes on about regulating and urgency and Dr. Sir David King. Oh, sorry, I thought it was Stephen King. Yeah, well, Sir David King directly addressed the concern that appears to him at the government's view of geoengineering. There you go. He reassured the government. Dr. Sir David King.
If there's one thing the government needs, it's reassuring, isn't it?
The government needs reassuring that it's doing the right thing and they should carry on taxing us to buggery and back.
Yeah.
There's a section that says geoengineering is too unpredictable.
Oh, is that so? Well, they should just carry on with it then.
Yeah, just crack on.
Yeah.
An argument made by some against geoengineering is that climate systems are already unpredictable. Oh, right, okay then. And contain much noise, and that, as the ETC group stated, for any research activities on geoengineering techniques to have a noticeable impact on the climate, they will have to be deployed on a massive scale, and thus any unintended consequences are also likely to be massive. Well, couldn't that be already with the floods down in Cornwall that we've had a couple of times? Floods.
Never mind.
Or is it around like Tewkesbury and that, wasn't there? It was like massive flooding as well, like crazy floods. Like, aren't they anything to do with them fucking around just so we can have nice weather at the Olympics?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
At the moment.
I'll skip the next bit. Dr. Blackstock considered that because stratospheric aerosols and cloud whitening were the only category of techniques that could be used with a rapid impact on the climate system, there was a need to get regulatory structures in place before large-scale field tests were started. Well, they're already underway. We know they are. He said that field experiments were designed to have a demonstrably negligible environment and transboundary... Oh, you just read this bit, didn't you? The transboundary risk.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else we got? Let's see what let's see what they think about the public. Public attitudes, us plebs. The Royal Society said in its report the acceptability of geoengineering would be determined as much by social, legal and political issues as by scientific and technical factors. The Minister told us that it was not for the government to encourage a debate on the social acceptability of geoengineering, because that presumed the government had taken a view that geoengineering was a good thing and that it should be deployed. The government had not, however, taken that view. The Minister considered it was important to involve the public in discussions as these things develop, and she was alive to the fact there would need to be public engagement, and pointed out the Natural Environment Research Council have a public dialogue programme that they're about to launch. You know, they always do, don't they? Like anything they want to force on us, they give us they let us talk about first, don't they?
Absolutely.
Right. So
I'll tell you what. All this talk of climate remediation, strategic RM, it's got me all hot and bothered. And that's like AstraZeneca has the cure.
Bacon and mushroom spaghetti.
You can get that in a number of places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noticeably my kitchen.
I got this from the bottom of my freezer. I forgot. I had it.
Oh.
What else we got here? Principles to be applied to geoengineering research. Principle 1. Geoengineering to be regulated as a public good. And we don't know if it's a public good. How do we know if it's a public good? Because nowhere in this did they say that what the side effects could be, or even think about what the consequences of this bullshit is, did they?
No, they didn't give any negative consequences of it, really, did they?
Funny enough, I mean, there is a bit here which sort of addresses that point, but not really. 44. It's on page 24, paragraph 44. It says, Sir David saw a need to manage the acidification of the oceans, as the increase in carbon dioxide levels meant that more carbonic acid formed in the oceans. The oceans were part and parcel of the ecosystem services for humanity. It is the oceans that provide the beginning of the food chain. And you saw a need to invest research in carbon dioxide removal from the oceans and from fabric. Well, what they do, if they were to like take the carbon dioxide out of the oceans and put it into the air, that would be good because then it would reduce the drought. But then it would be bad because Greta Thunberg would be sad.
Couldn't they use carbonic acid to make more fizzy pop?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you see, no, because you need the screams of Palestinian children for fizzy pop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least that's how SodaStream works.
Just make a really big SodaStream
brought to you
machine
by
in the ocean.
SodaStream.
So, yeah. So apparently
Our
they're going
show's
to
become a lot
talk
better
to the
since we
plebs
got
about this
sponsors.
eventually. But when they talk to the plebs, they go, "You're a fucking swivel-eyed loon for thinking that we can change the weather."
Yeah, which we've not been doing for all this time since 1946.
Should we do some unexplained histories? We haven't done any for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, go on. In conclusion, there's no such thing as climate change crisis emergency Ebola AIDS.
And everything they...
Nobody's doing experiments to modify the weather.
No.
Yeah. No one.
And if you think they are, you're wrong.
See, well, no, they're modifying the weather, but they're just not geoengineering because they stop every 30 days. That's it, you know.
Like food. Panda look like food.
I suppose Chinese haven't tried to eat pandas yet. Like,
Oh, you're naughty, not Panda Bear. Have you ever seen
Is
Panda
someone
Bear?
doing that joke about the zoo in China that only had one dog? It was a Shih Tzu.
Oh, you naughty, not Wolf.
When Taizhou Zoo in China's Xinjiang province opened a new panda exhibit earlier this month, visitors flocked to the enclosure to view what they assumed would be giant pandas. To say they were disappointed by what they saw was actually an understatement. Instead of giant pandas, the new exhibit contained chow chows, a type of dog with a thick coat.
Panda fried rice.
Yeah.
When my panda fried rice?
What's more, the dogs have been dyed black and white and make them look like pandas. It bollocks, mate.
bollocks.
This sweet and sour
It was
panda
shit,
tastes
mate.
like dog.
I'm not going there again. That's shit, mate. I'm not doing that. And you should have seen how they made the monkeys. Oh, dear.
Oh, well, you know what it was? It was the guy in the suit couldn't arrive until Tuesday.
They're still
so they
boring.
had to-
You'll see more animals at wet market.
They had to improvise.
You see more animals at wet market. You want bat? You want bat at wet market? You want bat? I'll say you bat.
You
I'll
want
say
to
you
see
bat
real
at
panda
wet
bear?
market.
You go wet market. Me show your panda bear. You'll go and eat its gallbladder.
Kind of no, but you pick a story. I'm trying to eat.
I was just still having a word from our sponsors, Gelatelli Raspberry Ice Sorbet. It's finger licking good. Unexplained mysteries.
You need a link,
What's
you
the
got
best way to tell? Oh, here's a good one. What's the best way to tell whether or not a conspiracy theory is true? Conspiracies are everywhere these days, and sometimes it's hard to tell what's true and what's
Some people
it.
even think the government are changing the weather.
Yeah, which is just not true, and pandas are real. H. Colleen Sinclair, conspiracy theories are everywhere, and they can involve just about anything.
Even the weather.
Cool, refreshing, apart from the weather. Just like did I just have a cool, refreshing bit of raspberry sorbet, or was that a conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
People believe false conspiracy theories for a wide range of reasons. Okay, that's editorializing, including the fact that there are real conspiracies, like efforts by the Sackler family to profit by concealing the addictiveness of OxyContin. Because that's a vicious anti-Semitic canard, H. Colleen Sinclair. Watch out. Extreme consequences of unfounded conspiratorial beliefs could be seen on the staircases of the US Capitol on Jan 6, 2021. and the self-immolation of a protester outside the courthouse holding the latest Trump trial. But if hidden forces really at work in the world, how is someone to know what's going on? That's where my research comes in. I don't care about your research, hates Colleen Sinclair. She's like writing a whole bunch of words about like you got to like beware the conspiracy. We check on Snopes.com.
She worked with Mariana Springs, so you've got to listen to her. She knows what she's talking about.
Oh, has she?
She wouldn't.
Oh, in that case, she's double. Oh, there's a school district goes into lockdown due to Bigfoot roaming the grounds. Fraser, do you want to do that one?
What one? Sorry?
So, a school's gone into lockdown because Bigfoot, because as we all know, you eat babies!
Bigfoot don't exist. Well, why would you close down a school over something that doesn't exist?
Because Bigfoot eats babies. No, I eat berries. You eat babies.
I've got one here. Now conspiracy theorists are claiming that our solar system has two suns.
Yeah.
Okay, so this latest and long line of ridiculous conspiracy theories is perhaps the most nonsensical one to date. We've heard some pretty strange conspiracy theories over the years, ranging from idea that the Earth is flat. I knew they were going to bring that up, to the notion that the Roman Empire never actually existed.
I've not heard that.
Have you not? That's Fomenko. That's Antony Fomenko's shtick. There isn't a Picard facepalm empathetic enough, however, to adequately summarise the bizarre nature of another recently revived conspiracy theory that is currently doing the rounds online. According to its proponents, there is a second sun hiding behind the one that we see in the sky. To be clear, we're not talking about the possibility of an undiscovered brown dwarf star in the outer solar system, or anything like that. We're talking about another main sequence star situated close.
Right.
Yeah. How come we can't land on the dark side of the sun? Yeah.
They never show us.
Hide that stuff away from us. Intrigued nature of this comment. Some people actually believe that this was what was true, seemingly kick-starting a whole movement of second sun believers. Suffice to say, of course, there are no second sun hiding behind the sun that we see in the sky. The orbital mechanics of the planets would be completely different for starters, and we would be able to see it not only from space but from the surface of the Earth. This is one conspiracy theory that's been well and truly debunked. Okay, Snopes. Okay.
A US firm is now selling a robot dog equipped with a flamethrower.
Where do I buy one?
Yeah, that's fucking.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, those white people ain't going to burn themselves, are they?
Ain't going to season themselves, eh? Fucking.
Is the dog going to be called Waco or Ruby Ridge?
Ruby Ridge, probably. Because that involved a dog, didn't it? What else have we got in here?
We've got a team of planetary scientists has found new evidence of an undiscovered planet in the solar system.
Bigfoot. Do Bigfoot.
Don't want to do Bigfoot. So it's going to be a man in a fucking monkey suit, isn't it? It's fucking.
You eat babies.
Oh, your mate Peter Higgs is dead, I bet.
Who?
Oh.
Higgs boson. He theorised the Higgs boson. He's dead at age 94. Gone too soon.
I thought he died years ago.
No, he's dead. Brown bread, mate.
No, why do the good ones die so young?
Oh, no. Must be conspiracy theory.
Lol.
Avi Loeb's got some important information to tell us. The Harvard astrophysicist has become synonymous with the hunt for evidence of aliens in recent years. Avi Loeb from Harvard says is a firm proponent of the idea that it was arrogant to think we're alone in the cosmos. Loeb has previously suggested that we may even be living in a universe created by an intelligent alien life.
So God.
Within the mainstream theoretical... Well, that'd be alright, because then he can put his light switch on a Friday night, can't he? So he thinks that aliens may have got here using dimension hopping. So aliens are literally Ace Rimmer. Smoke me a kipper.
Yeah, okay,
Here's
the
the
Bigfoot
plot,
was
right?
just a guy in a suit. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
That's that old one about
Say
the
you're on
train,
like
isn't it?
Yeah, it's just some dad, like, I don't know, dressed up in a Bigfoot suit. And some fucking liberal teacher, like, shut herself or something.
Are you going to observe Sabbath when you're on the colony starship?
We don't
And
have to
it's got all these...
because God didn't create the universe. Aliens. There you go. You don't need to then, do you?
Oh.
Robbie Williams thinks his fame made him a target for aliens.
I'm chasing angels instead.
I'm chasing
what?
aliens
Research
instead. And through it
Why is
all.
Robbie Williams still alive, but Robin Williams is dead?
Okay, right, we've got to read this
He's
one.
loving
Could remembering
anal
something...
probes instead.
Get a load of this one. Could remembering something actually damage our brain cells?
Uh,
How do you Stavros impression?
New research,
I didn't do my
yeah.
Stavros impression. I didn't do a hello.
New research suggests that process of forming long-term memories might damage the brain's nerve cells.
To be fair, I think I didn't read an unexplained
drinking,
mysteries
yeah.
damages my brain.
Yeah, I know. It's just... According to a new study, however, this process might actually be damaging to our brains. Don't remember shit, guys.
things.
Remember. Memory hole
Don't
that shit.
remember things and don't question what you're told.
Yes.
Drinking may result in brain damage.
Yes. New research from the international team of scientists analysed the hippocampal neurons of mice during memory formation and found evidence of brain inflammation and DNA damage. Thank God.
So, what we did is we opened up the skulls of these mice.
Yeah.
And we found in the areas which we put our scalpels into, there was brain inflammation and brain damage.
So while not unusual for DNA breaks to occur in the brain, these are typically repaired very quickly. The damage caused during memory formation seems to be a lot more significant. On the plus side, the memories formed were a lot more resistant to outside forces, essentially locking them in permanently in a way that made them protected from external influences. Oh, so it's a good thing then, right? Is that what is this, or is this a bad thing? Is this where we get bad memories from then? Is that why we can't get rid of them?
Don't know.
Because they're actual brain damage then?
Right? Where they sort of play over again, unbidden.
Yeah.
You see
This is
one?
noteworthy.
You see this one? There's an AI thing that you ask it to predict when you die, and it has a 78% accuracy.
Oh, can we actually ask it? What's it called?
It's called Life to Vec, and I think I'll leave that to you.
I've already been on the death clock.
Let's see when I'm gonna die.
It said I was going to be dead by 34, and I'm still alive. I want my money back.
My uncle, when I was a kid, told me I was going to get bummed, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, because that the reason you don't remember it is because you didn't get brain damage. I mean, that's why you don't remember it.
I tried to.
You
remember
obviously
what
didn't
happened after
form that
don't
memory.
remember a thing, so it kind of happened.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't get brain damage from
it kind of happened at all.
Yeah.
You seen this tooth regrowth medication in Japan?
Nanohypoxia toothpaste. It was
you
developed by NASA. Years ago. NASA found it stimulated bone and enamel growth. So in Japan, instead of using fluoride in toothpaste, they use nanohypoxia apatite.
Is that why they've got like 6 layers of teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that one on Twitter the other day? The bloke fell asleep on the tube and he had 2 rows of teeth.
Did he? Oh, no, I didn't see that. What was it called?
Can't remember.
I'll have to look it up.
He just said, like, what is this? Or something like that, someone said. Flying saucer spotted on the back of a truck in Argentina.
Yeah. And?
Well, that's it.
What, use some sort of swivel-eyed conspiracy theorist loon?
Yeah.
Government would never use flying saucers to alter weather patterns.
Government wouldn't alter weather patterns. conspiracist tinfoil hat. You want me to measure you up for a tinfoil hat, you fucking weirdo?
Just because there's a 52-page report on weather modification for the government doesn't mean
the government
they're
are
doing
doing it, does it?
The government likes
theories.
to commission reports on things it doesn't do all the time.
Yeah. What happened to Saudi Arabia's 1.5 trillion, 105 mile long megacity?
In other news, the Prince of Saudi Arabia has been assassination attempt. I don't know whether it's successful or not. Excuse me.
Fucking hell. The building, known as the Line, would consist of two 1,600-foot buildings running parallel to one another, with an entire self-contained city between them, complete with a transportation network, greenhouses for growing food, shops, houses, parks, recreational facilities, and anything else needed to live and work there.
Oh.
It's been scaled back now. As things stand, it's believed the structure, if it actually goes ahead at all, will be 1.5 miles in length by 2030, which is 70 times less than the original plan had dictated. So are the Saudis struggling for money then, were you saying, Hobbit?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, there was an assassination attempt on him.
There's another one where a girl said there was a monster in her closet. Turned out to be a massive beehive.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Mm. So you had a look then, Fraser. When are you going to die?
I don't know yet. I haven't checked. I didn't check. So it could be a scam.
Could be a total scam. Whoopi Goldberg thinks aliens have been here for quite some time. Is that where I make the joke about illegal aliens signed up from aliens? Do you remember that one, Hobbit? She said we're looking for aliens. She thought we meant illegal aliens signed up.
You eat babies.
Oh, here we go. A real-life Kermit the Frog proto-amphibian lived 270 million years ago.
But you eat babies.
Newly identified ancestor of modern-day frogs has been named after Jim Henson's iconic green Muppet. It's not easy green, blah, blah, blah. Frog jokes. Discovered over 40 years ago, this brand new bit of news, the fossil, which sports unusual oval-shaped eye sockets, was unearthed in a fossil-rich outcrop in Texas, known as the Red Beds, by curator and paleontologist Nicholas Houghton III.
I figured out why you don't want to cover the Bigfoot story. I figured it out.
Why?
As was alluded to earlier in the chat, how we're covering up big pothole. Bigfoot is the reason why we got potholes.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
Because walking around, big footprints, potholes. See?
Yeah.
See, they're purposely trying to undo the process of trapping carbon dioxide in the ground by removing the tarmac.
With potholes.
Yeah,
right,
and
are we done, lads? Because I'm knackered.
Yeah, I'm knackered as well, man.
With the potholes.
Yeah.